Hi Libra, welcome to your love reading for September 2019 and welcome to my channel Luna Sync Tarot. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications. I do love readings for each sign for each month, and I also do pick a card readings throughout the month, and those are kind of fun, so check those out too. If you like this reading, hit the like button so that it can circulate amongst others. Alright, so I've already shuffled your cards and I've laid them out here for you to see. So let's sync up. In the position of you is the Star. There's some sort of healing that's happening for you. You're in healing mode. In the position of the other, what your partner or your love connection is contributing to the connection in September is the Five of Swords. So I get the sense that there was some sort of conflict that you were engaged in, some sort of conflict, tension, emotional feelings of sorrow, disagreement, heartache. There is no winner. There were no winners. Like, you know, when you win an argument, but you said some really nasty things, and so it doesn't feel like a win at all. It actually feels like a loss. That's the energy here. There's some sort of conflict that has happened, and maybe that's why you're in healing mode. In the position of the combined energy is a really great card. It's the most positive card of the deck. It's the Sun. The Sun is about optimism and enthusiasm, but it's also, and this could be more relevant in this case, about clarity. Potentially this conflict brought about some sort of clarity for you and your partner, in September, or will in September. It's like now you can see what you're working with. And then in the position of the outcome or what needs to be understood and integrated is the Eight of Pentacles in reversed. So this is a need to really reassess what you put your focus on. Are you putting your focus on the thing that will serve you best? It also speaks sometimes to perfectionism. So pay attention to any perfectionist tendencies that kind of block you or get in the way of your joy for life, and get in the way of moving a project forward or moving something forward. So again, what needs to be understood and integrated is like a need to reassess where you put your focus, and also a need to pay attention to any perfectionistic tendencies that you might have that could be obstructing movement or obstructing your joy. All right, let's pull some clarifying cards because it looks like there was some sort of conflict that happened. You're in healing mode about it. It sheds some light on the situation. It sheds for both of you, not just for you, but for both you and your partner. It sheds some light on the situation. And now there's like a reassessment of where you should put your time, energy, and focus. So I don't want to work with the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I want to work with the Osho's in Tarot deck. Let's get some clarification about this disagreement that seems to have taken place, or this conflict that's happening or has happened or will happen in September. Some sort of conflict. Again, this doesn't actually need to be a conflict that the two of you have. It could be that your partner is engaged in conflict and it's, bringing tension into his or her life, and that you can bring a healing effect to that. It could be that you were engaged in a conflict or you had a conflict and now you're healing from it. So let's pull some clarifying cards around this healing conflict energy that I see for both you and your partner in September. Good Lord. Okay. What we have here is experiencing, awareness, and the outside. That was in the reverse when it flew out there. So these are clarifying cards for the healing energy and the conflict energy that I see for both you and your partner. Whatever has taken place between the two of you, the veil is lifted. We have the sun and we have awareness. So it's shedding light, it's bringing clarity to you in your connection with your partner. There's a real need for empathy here. You see in this experiencing card, this woman is deeply and totally experiencing the energy field of the tree, and the tree is doing the same with the woman, and their energies are blending. And she really feels like, I mean, when I look at her, it looks like she's really empathizing with this tree. So I get the sense that there's a need for empathy. There's a need for experiencing, putting yourself in the shoes of the other person, experiencing one another fully. And then we have the outsider in reverse. This is coming out, or like understanding this feeling that you probably have frequently or have had before, of feeling like you're on the outside of things, feeling left out, feeling neglected, feeling not included. And I get the sense that you're coming to a different understanding of this feeling that recurs for you inside of relationships. You're understanding it in a new and different way. Gosh, these cards are just sliding all around. So this was to clarify the healing and the conflict energy. There's a need for empathy. Whatever has transpired, it will lift the veil in your relationship. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to have a new level of awareness about your connection. There is clarity here in the combined energy. I think this is an experience that both of you will be having. And, taking a different look at this feeling of being left out in the cold. Like, why does that? Why do I feel that way? Am I really being left out in the cold, or is that like an old thing from the past that, gets triggered, comes up and feels like reality, even though it kind of isn't? So there's like a looking at this outsider feeling in a new way. All right. Let's clarify the Eight of Pentacles, which is reassessing where you put your time, energy, and focus. And it's also a need to let go of any perfectionist tendencies. Let's clarify that. Where do you need to put your focus so that it best serves you? Where do you need to put your energy for your greatest good? Libra. Could be that your partner is still in this energy of conflict and hasn't quite worked through it in the same way that you have, because you have this healing that's taking place for you. Integration. So taking an integrated approach, taking a 30,000, 60,000 foot view, looking at all of the pieces, looking at all of the parts, and acting to integrate them. Having a holistic perspective. Maybe you've gone down the rabbit hole with something, and your perfectionism has drug you down the rabbit hole with something, and there's really a need to take a step back, take 30,000 steps back and look at it from a different perspective, from a more global perspective. All right. Let's pull some Tarot of Sexual Magic. I want to know how your partner perceives your connection. How do they feel about your connection in September? What do they think about you and your connection in September? Ooh, something flipped up and then it flipped right back over. How is your love connection feeling about you and your connection in September? We have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is like the best love and romance card. It is the pinnacle of happy home life. It's the pinnacle of it's like total emotional fulfillment. That's how they feel about you and your connection in September. They really think that you can take them there. You can bring that into their life. Like, their connection with you is like, they have a lot of hope for it, that it will bring this ultimate emotional fulfillment. How about you? How do you feel about your connection in September? Here we go. We have the Five of Pentacles. So in this picture we have, this is like the quintessential romantic scene here. They're on a balcony. Oh, that's way off center. These two people, this couple, are on a balcony that is, carved pillars and roses vining around the pillars, and a violin perched up against the pillar. And he's a musician, and he's put his violin down to, embrace this woman in a really loving, passionate, romantic embrace. You want the romantic ideal with this partner. The Five of Pentacles in the traditional tarot is about being left out in the cold. Just like this card. So there's some sort of thing that you're grappling with around, can I have love in my life? Am I always meant to be left out in the cold, to be sort of neglected in love? And I get the sense that you're really starting to look at that in a new way and objectify it and question it. Like, why do I have this feeling like love is not meant for me? Like, I can't have the love that I want. And starting to unpack that so that it becomes less of an obstacle and allows you to move out of attracting that type of love relationship. If you're feeling like you can't have what you want, you don't deserve what you want, and love is not meant for you, and you'll always be sort of left out or neglected, that's the type of relationship that you would tend to attract into your life with, if you're resonating in that way. A relationship that kind of reinforces your belief system, right? And so I get the sense that whatever conflict happened here brought you to this place of really looking at that belief that you might have had and questioning it and unpacking it, and so that you can dissolve it as an obstacle in your life, basically as an obstacle to getting what it is that you want in love. Because you want this ideal romantic love in your life. All right, let's pull a Crystal Healing Wisdom Oracle card for further advice for you as you navigate this connection in September. Ooh, let's read the top one that fell out, Appetite. Put it down here, can you see that? Yeah. If you like this reading, Libra, leave a comment below and hit the like button so that it can circulate amongst others. I'd love to hear what you're going through, what you're dealing with, if it resonated with you at all. That always makes me happy, and I do comment back. So let's read about Appetite. 19. Acceptance. Appetite works at the interface between consciousness and matter to let go of what is outworn in your life. Clear away confusion or guilt and accept the truth about yourself. You are a complex being with credits and deficits. Recognize these without judgment. Move away from the aloofness or social alienation, and show others who you truly are. Use your, here's another big word. She uses a lot of big words that I cannot pronounce. I don't know what that means, so I'm going to move on. You have much to offer by way of service as you access insights for the collective good. Be inspired, discern truth within, recognize what is real in your world, and restructure your reality. Don't be deceived by false fronts. See what is beneath. Develop your metaphysical perception. Things improve steadily. Understand that circumstances are merely learning opportunities. It's time to be of service to others. Teach what you know. Your intuition knows what's best for you. The frequency is high, the chakra is third eye and base, the timing is Gemini. The soul path is discerning the truth within. Wow. Yeah, so it speaks a lot about truth, clarity. Truth and clarity go hand in hand. So, there seems to be, like I said, you're in healing mode, or you're bringing some sort of healing to this connection in September. Your partner is conflicted or going through a conflict, or maybe the two of you have experienced a conflict together inside of your relationship. Whatever it is, when your energies combined, there is clarity. It's like this thing has shed light on some situation. And I wonder if it's not this, at least for you, thinking about like, hey, I've had this old belief system about being left out, and I'm not sure it's real. And I want to sort of take a look at it and unpack it. The way that your partner feels about you is like total emotional fulfillment. They really think that you can bring that to them, that you're bringing that to the table. And then the way that you feel about them is like you want the ideal romantic love with this person. There's a need for practicing empathy with one another, really putting yourself in the other person's shoes. There's a need for, where's the other card that we pulled? Oh, it was this one. I guess I'll leave it over here. There's a need for assessing this outworn or this worn out belief system that you are letting go of it. This belief that you are not included, that you can't be involved, like you can't have what you want. There's a veil that's lifted through this conflict that helps you to glean clarity, to understand more deeply something, some essential truth here. And the whole of it is that you're reassessing where you're putting your focus. You're reassessing your time, energy, and resources, and where you're distributing that, or where you're putting that. And it also speaks to dropping any perfectionistic tendencies that you might have. All right, Libra. That's your love reading for September 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. You can follow me on Instagram at LunaSync, and I am wishing you the best in September. I hope you have a beautiful start to your fall.